In this Autodesk Fusion tutorial, we continue a series of exercises using problems adapted from a mechanical drawing textbook. In this problem, the student is once again asked to make a drawing. But since we have computers that can make drawings for us, it's important to be able to figure out how can we take our ideas and existing drawings and make them as 3D models in Fusion. This model shows a brace that has a lip on the bottom and the back. Let's go ahead and start drawing the pieces that we need to make this object. I think the first place to start is to draw this L. We could center it on the origin or not, it really depends. But I think we'll go ahead and draw this first. If we look at it, it is 1/2 inch by 7 inches by 5 inches. In Fusion, select Create Sketch, select this front plane, then press L for the line tool. I'm going to draw down, then over, then up again, then back over, then up and over. Notice that there's no perpendicular constraint here. I can fix that by clicking perpendicular, this line, and now it has a perpendicular constraint. Another thing we can do is click the equal constraint, select this line and this line that are now equal. And we want to put the midpoint of this bottom line on the origin. Now we can start to dimension our sketch. If you remember from the sketch, it is 5 by 7 inches. Press D, drag out, type 5IN. Then this line, select, drag out, 7IN. This line here is 1/2 inch, 0.5 IN. Looking at the sketch, we can see that it is extruded out 1.5 inches. Press E, select the sketch. Direction will be symmetric. And 1.5 inches divided by 2 is 0.75 inches. So type 0.75 IN. We could have drawn all the information in the original sketch, and a lot of times that's a great way to work. But I want to show you how you can use projections into a new sketch. So let's create a new sketch, draw on this plane, and now press P to project. We can either project individual lines, entire bodies, or a face. In this case, I'm going to select the face and say OK. Now I have all these reference points. So even if I hide the body, I can still see what the sketch was from original. And these will update if I change anything in the original piece. Looking at this drawing, we need to draw this shape here. Press L, draw down at an angle, and then over to here. We can start dimensioning this now. It's 1/4 inch, 15 degrees, and 16 degrees. To dimension this, press D, select this point, and type 0.25 IN. For this dimension, select this point, and this point, click, and we can select the original dimension in case we need to update them at the same time. Press D, select this line, and then we can type in 15 degrees. For this angle here, select this line, and type 60 degrees. Next, we need to have the 5/8 of an inch offset. Select the offset tool and click this line. It will pull in, but it won't select all of these lines here. Instead, we'll use the line tool to draw lines and make them parallel. So let's draw the same shape. Often Fusion will automatically pick up that you want to make the lines parallel. If it doesn't, select the parallel constraint, select this line and this line. These lines are already parallel and this one is vertical. For the dimensions, select this line and type 5/8 times 1 IN. So now we have our 5/8 dimension, and we can now dimension these lines as well. Click, and then select the original dimension, so you only have to update one if you change your mind. Select this dimension, then the original dimension, and then finally this dimension and the original dimension. Now we have all the information we need to make the part. Press E to extrude, select this profile. Once again, we want the direction to be symmetric. The distance is a total of 1 inch, or half of that, 0.5 IN. Now we've taken the sketch from the mechanical drawing textbook and we've converted it into a part in Fusion. We've also learned how to use the project command and also some of the limitations of using offset on non-continuous profiles. Happy 3D modeling!